Hello everyone and welcome to WGBS TV Live, brought to you by SupermanHomepage.com, the #1 Superman fan site in the world. In this, our August 2nd show, we're having a few issues, technical issues at the moment. I apologise for those who are on the feed and missed out and lost it. We're trying to get things back in order, just trying to get Michael on the phone now, so bear with us. I will get him on the line and we will continue and push on as technology doesn't like to play nice and fast, so we'll see how we go here. And I've got Michael back with me.
Ah, very
There
good.
you are. Yeah, so we're back on. Apologise, we're not on the same feed as we were posting on the website. I will hope to rectify that, and hopefully people will find us straight away. Yes, Jeffrey's joined us now, so everyone's jumping back on. Apologise for the technical difficulties to start the show. It is what it is. Sometimes you just have to push on, and the show does go on. But my name is Steve Eunice. In this, our August 2nd, 2021 show, we're going to be covering a range of topics, including the upcoming Superman Lois episode. We're going to be talking comic books. We're going to be talking the return of the Supergirl TV series and so much more. We're also going to turn to you to ask for your questions and comments on any Superman topic you would like to discuss and to let you know how all that works and how you can get involved in tonight's show. Let me introduce you to my co-host, Mr. Michael Bailey. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Steve, how's it going?
Doing well and yourself?
Oh, I'm much better this week. I'm actually awake,
Yeah, that's
and not like attention elsewhere. So
mm,
no one wants to hear about that. No one wants to hear about anything involving me. They want to hear about Superman because WGBS Live is all about Superman, and that's why we want to hear from the people that are watching us right now on YouTube, who are hopefully found the new stream.
hmm
Um, about halfway through the show, if we don't have too much going on, we do want to take your feedback and maybe a call or two. We're always watching your comments, but maybe having a caller in would be fun. So how do you do that? Well, it's really easy. You got to find us on Skype. We're under Superman homepage. You send us a message that you'd like to be on the show, and we make it happen. Now, a couple of things. One, send a message. Don't just call in because that can, as you see, the technology of this thing is tenuous. On a good week. Also, if you're using an external speaker to watch, I almost called it Radio KAO Live,
Oh, wow.
WGBS Live, please turn that down because we are on a bit of delay and that creates a problem.
Yes, indeed. And for those who are tuning in live via YouTube, we encourage you to participate there in the comments. Michael and I will keep an eye on your comments and questions as the show goes on. So feel free to post your comments, have a chat with other people that are watching, and we'll react to them as the show continues. And if you'd like your comment or question featured live on the screen during the show, that's called a super chat. All you have to do is click the dollar symbol there below on your YouTube feed, and a little slider will appear. You decide on the dollar amount you're willing to donate, and Michael and I will feature your comment on the screen and react to it as necessary. And thank you to our sponsors and patrons, Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, and Tina Murray. If you'd like to support the Superman homepage and our YouTube channel, then simply click the join button below right there on YouTube. Well, Mike, you seem to be a bit perkier, a bit brighter today, not yawning and falling asleep so far.
So far,
Super. I'll make any
I
promises.
will. I will not make any promises. No. Last week was just really bad. I
Mm.
apologize to everybody involved, especially Steve. Um, I didn't actually fall asleep on the show, but my attention was elsewhere. It was just a really, really rough week, and I was up at like 6 o'clock that morning.
Yeah, no, totally
Um,
understandable.
and it's late right now for me.
Yeah.
Um, it's tomorrow for Steve because he's in the future.
Future.
But uh, we've got a lot of fun stuff to talk about,
Yep.
and I'm kind of excited about it. So, what do we got first?
Let's push on. Well, we start with movie news as we like to do, and this week, if you're in England, in the near the Ipswich Film Theatre, they're having a double feature of Superman the movie and Superman 2. This double feature will screen on Saturday, August 21st at 6:30 p.m. So that's pretty cool. You can get your tickets from ift.co.uk or simply head to our website for the link.
That's Pretty cool. That's really short notice too. But having both of them is it the Lester cut or the Donner cut?
It doesn't actually say, but it's showing on 35 millimeter film. So I would imagine it would be a theatrical cut because I don't know if they ever released the Donner cut on 35 millimeter film.
No, probably not. It's probably all digital, given that it was 2006. So yeah, I'm now confident that that's the Lester cut, not the Donner cut.
Which is interesting because it's part of the Ipswich Film Festival's film theatre's tribute to Richard Donner. So technically part of Superman 2 is Richard Donner's, obviously, but the theatrical cut anyway. But Richard Lester, as we know, filmed or refilmed many of the scenes to get the proportion of percentage of footage under his name so that he could be seen as the director of the movie.
Yeah, it's just basically if you see Gene Hackman's face, it's a Donner scene.
Yeah.
And most of the White House attack was Donner as well. I don't think they refilmed any of that because that would have been probably cost prohibitive.
Yeah. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, if you're interested and you're in the area, what a cool thing to do. Go ahead and check out that movie double feature. All right, then on to the television side of things, because there really isn't much more on the movie side of things to discuss this week. Superman and Lois will be back next week, not tomorrow night. They're showing another repeat tomorrow night, a rerun of a past episode from this season. But they did release a new poster image, which is on your screen right now, for the season finale, which is on August 17th. But the next new episode is on August 10th. And what do you make of this poster? There's two very prominent heat vision. I don't know what that is. That's headed up into the sky.
Yeah, it's an interesting image. I'm really surprised at the fact that they've released as many posters as they have. But it does look like somebody's heat visioning into the sky. The S symbol itself is pretty cool. Superman and Lois look pretty much like other posters, but I don't know. Why are they doing so many different images for the different episodes? It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one, why they're doing that, but it is a cool image, even if it's got the stock standard Superman and Lois and the Suns kind of imagery that they use all the time, but it is a cool looking poster. And we do have a season finale description. The title of the episode is titled Last Sons of Krypton, and it says, in the action-packed season finale, Superman's worst nightmare comes to life, and Lois confronts Leslie La. Meanwhile, Lana, Kyle, and Sarah agree to stay to help General Lane, and also says Jordan Elsas, Alex Garfin, Wale Parks, and Adam Rayner also star. So, interesting finale. I mean, like you've been saying for a couple of weeks now, it feels like every episode that we've had in recent weeks feels like a finale, but this will actually be the season finale.
Yeah, when you always kind of take these synopsises with a little bit of grain of salt, because some of them are on purpose misleading because they don't want to reveal anything. But there's something about his greatest fear comes true, and I'm hoping they don't blow the secret identity. I hope they keep that kind of under wraps. Because this show, one, I'm tired of it.
Yes.
Happening. It seems to happen a lot. Back in 2015, last year, the year before that, I forget exactly when. I think it was 2019 that they actually did it. Time has no meaning after COVID. But it's just looking at this show, it works. The whole point of them coming to Smallville was to have something of a normal life, so that Jordan is now manifesting powers, and it's a quieter place than Metropolis to raise the family. If the whole thing of them coming to Smallville was just to get him to mixed up with the ex-Kryptonite stuff, that's that's fine. And if they move them back to Metropolis next season, that would be interesting. But I kind of like the idea that it's the Kent family kind of living an unassuming life as their kids grow up and go on to whatever their destinies are. So I hope it's not revealing the identity publicly, because it's just I don't know where you like it seems like a lot of story potential is lost when you do that.
Yeah, I agree. No, I don't want the secret identity revealed. It's enough. I mean, it's part of the story. It would be silly to do it. I don't think that it's necessary in this setting. I can understand, well, I don't really, the comic book side of things, why they did it. I don't like the idea, and even though in the comic books they haven't reverted back to the secret identity being revealed, they're not concentrating on it. It's like the stories don't revolve around it or aren't really important. It's not a really important
Mm-hmm.
element to the current story, so it's kind of like they've sidestepped it a little bit. But yeah, I don't think it's a necessary step to do in this telling of a story on television. I hope that they steer away from doing that. But this past weekend, we saw a Superman and Lois panel at Galaxycon in Raleigh, and it was on Saturday, July 31st. They spent about 10 minutes just with the person running the show or running the panel, asking them questions and introducing them. One of the fans in attendance, Jeff Maddock, videoed the 10-minute panel. Didn't get the Q&A part where the fans were asking questions, but sometimes that's not really necessary because sometimes fans ask silly questions. But the people in attendance were Tyler Hoechlin, Elizabeth Tulloch, and Alexander Garfin, who plays Jordan Kent. And here's a little bit of that video thanks to Jeff Maddock. Check it out. Forward.
What it was for, and then about 30 minutes before I went in, I had an agent call me and say, hey, I think I might know what it's about. There was an article they released that day that they were looking to put Superman and Supergirl. I said, oh, maybe, okay. So I went and we sat and talked about half an hour. Really nice guy, kind of talked about life and work and things like that. And then eventually he said, so we're going to bring Superman and Supergirl. Is that something you'd be interested in? I said, sure, let's talk. So we talked about that for about another half hour or so, and then kind of just things progressed, and week by week, I got to the point where they said, hey, so they're making you the offer if you want it, it's yours. I said, oh, that's weird. That's really weird. Okay, sure. Yeah, let's do it. So that's kind of how it all started. It's been a long, evolving thing from there, but we're here now, and it's awesome because we get to work with these guys.
There's Tyler Hoechlin talking about how he got the role of Superman, and the fact that there was really nobody else that they were thinking about to take on the role. They always just really thought it would be him.
Oh. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to watch this yet.
So you should be able to see what I'm seeing now, Michael. I fixed my technical problem that you and I were having initially. But so yeah, that's the Superman and Lois panel. If you want to watch the whole 10 minutes, you can check that out on our website right now. But I appreciate Jeff Maddock videoing that while he was in attendance.
Yeah, that's a very flashy moderator.
Then now we move out. So we have Superman and Lois returning, as I said, next week. New episode returning August 10th, and then the finale August 17th. 2 episodes left for this first season of Superman and Lois, and we do know, of course, that the show has been renewed for a second season. So we really look forward to seeing where the show ends this season and how they'll pick up and what they'll do as far as a storyline for season 2.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I think I saw that they're going to start filming in September. Was that what I saw? Did I see that from a disreputable place like Twitter?
Obviously, they're off. They've finished recording season 1 now, obviously, and they're off doing conventions and other things, and probably back with family after quarantining and whatever else they need to do. But yeah, I don't think they'll be long out of work, back at it, getting things underway for season 2 in the next month or so.
I'm looking forward to it. But we got something else returning while waiting for that.
That's right. Yes, we have Supergirl, the end of season 6, the final season of the show. The final 13 episodes will return Tuesday, August 24th. So we don't have long to wait. At the end of this month, we'll be seeing new Supergirl episodes returning, and they released this trailer to promote the final episodes coming back.
It was so cold in that phantom zone. Every breath felt like ice.
We're gonna get through this together.
What if that fear never goes away?
I will be beside you. Every step of the way.
Known oceans are dying.
Neglect like this is what destroyed Krypton. We have to stop it.
You've unleashed a force of hell on Earth.
Nixley? Miss me?
Don't worry, you're safe now.
None of us are safe.
It's only when we take risks that we can find out who we are meant to be.
The times ahead will be the most trying yet, but you can face them.
It's a cryonuclear bomb.
We need to get everyone out of here.
I have to destroy the bomb.
This whole place could explode.
It'll explode if I do nothing.
Supergirl. New episodes return August 24th. Free next day, only on the CW app.
There you have it. There is the return trailer for Supergirl, titled Meant to Be. The trailer of the video was titled on the CW's YouTube channel. Some interesting visuals there.
Yeah, it looks like the climate change is going to be their thing this year. Kind of getting a bad vibe off of Zor-El saying, "Why aren't you doing anything about this?" That doesn't feel like it's a good thing.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how we feel about Supergirl having had what has been a really good season of Superman and Lois. Totally different feel as a show, but yes, Ollie in the comments is asking when will season 2 of Superman and Lois air. We don't have a return date at this point in time, but I believe it will probably be, say, somewhere like February next year.
Yeah, something like that. I thought it was January or February. But if they're starting to film in the fall, so they may have like almost the entire season shot, or at least most of it, before they start airing episodes, which is fine. I mean, I don't like the fact that we're having to wait so long. We are going to have Supergirl in her final season. Kind of hoping it's a little better than the first part, because that really dragged.
Yes.
I mean, the 2 best episodes are the ones where they went to the past. So I don't know what that really says about the show.
I guess being quarantine or having the cast split into 2 different camps of filming because of COVID restrictions and things like that, and Melissa obviously recovering from or coming back from having given birth for her first child, probably played a part in logistically what they needed to do. So the storylines probably echoed what was happening in real life as far as being able to get the cast and crew together.
Yeah, and I see that they're bringing back the Iron Man armor, so that you can do more action-heavy scenes, but without having to worry about doubling Melissa and matching like with a similar like visual type of the same hair and all that. Probably because she's probably not up to doing all the physical stuff that the show had her doing before.
Probably not.
So, which is probably why she's wanted to end it at season 6, because it's a physically demanding role. And, we talked about this months ago, but they have to spend so much time on set, especially the leads, that it's just got to be soul-crushing at times.
Indeed. All right, well, we'll move away from the Superman and Lois and Supergirl discussion and kind of look back in time a little bit to a past TV series that is having a future release. Yes, Smallville is the show I'm talking about. The complete series is coming to Blu-ray for the first time ever for its 20th anniversary.
Yeah, I was excited for this because I didn't pick up, because I'd been buying all of the season box sets as they were coming out. I didn't pick up that complete series box set that they released shortly after the series ended, and it had a lot of really cool extras on it. I'm kind of a mark for those. But it seems like this one's going to have all of those, and I don't have it on Blu-ray, so I can then justify it in my head buying it again.
Yes, indeed. It will be coming out on October 19th, and it will be available on both Blu-ray and DVD. If you, for some reason, didn't purchase the DVDs at the time, but this is all 218 episodes, along with over 28 hours of bonus features from all the 10 seasons of Smallville. The bonus features include The Adventures of Superboy, the original 1961 pilot starring Johnny Rockwell, a retrospective look at the series' 10-year journey in an in-depth season-by-season documentary. There's Comic-Con featurettes, Paley Festival featurette, the 100th episode making of a milestone. So some of the documentaries and things and extras that have been part of past releases will be available in this complete collection, celebrating the show's 20th anniversary.
I'm kind of amused that they have like a separate DVD in the Blu-ray box set for like the stuff that they don't want to transfer to Blu-ray. It's like, we're still including it. You can still watch it. We're just not putting it on Blu-ray. I am kind of going to be interested to see how it does with the transfer. Because some of those special effects were a little early 2000-ish in the CGI. So I'm wondering if they're going to look good or bad. But I was watching a bit of Season 5 to prep for some stuff that's coming up for DragonCon. And, man, I forgot how good that show could be.
Yes. So DragonCon, is that something that you can talk about here, or is there still something to reveal?
I'm a little. I got my schedule today, and it is very Smallville heavy. I don't want to really talk about it because I'm worried about jinxing something.
Yeah.
Like if I talk about it here, tomorrow they'll cancel the show, and because of COVID, and I'll be like, well, why did I hype it up? But I did get my schedule today, my tentative schedule. They always call it a tentative schedule because DragonCon, no panel is certain until it's happening, and even then it's dodgy. But
certain until it happens.
when it gets a little closer, like the Monday before con, I'll talk about it a little more because it'll be a little firmer then. Because I also don't know if some of the guests that I'll be interacting with will drop out.
Yeah.
We've had that happen in other shows, like Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen dropped out of a convention, like at super last minute. So, but yeah, it's the announced guests are on the site, and it's going to be kind of exciting. And I've got other panels I'll be doing too. We're doing a Superman 2 retrospective on the American Sci-Fi Classics track because it's the 40th anniversary of the film in the United States. Because you have to say that. Because the film came out in 1980 in other parts of the world. Right. Because they just wanted to be confusing.
I hate it. I still do when certain movies get released at different times across different parts of the world, especially in this day and age where digital copies become available so quickly. But talking about Smallville, Jeffrey Lane in the comments reminds us that yes, there is supposedly an animated series in the works. We talked about previously on this show with Tom Welling dropping that bombshell a couple of weeks back. And as soon as we hear any more details on what's happening with that or how it will be going ahead, whether it's going ahead, we will obviously discuss it on this show and on our website. But in the meantime, I will be putting up the pre-order links on our website very soon for Smallville, the complete series 20th anniversary edition, both DVD and Blu-ray collections. So keep an eye on that for supermanhomepage.com. All right, we are at roughly the halfway point of tonight's show. So we're going to take a quick break, come back on the flip side to do the fan favorite segment. We're also going to do This Week in History. I don't know if you're prepared for that, Michael.
I am prepared for that. I just didn't send it to you this week.
I think I've got all the comic covers that you need for that. But we'll be back with those segments right after these messages. Do not go anywhere.
We'll be back in a moment with the exciting climax of today's episode. So stand by.
If you're enjoying WGBS TV Live, then please like and share this video with your family and friends. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can click on the bell to receive notifications whenever we post a new video. You can also join our YouTube membership program. Just click the join button below. Or you can become a patron and support our website by visiting patreon.com/Superman homepage.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird.
It's a plane. No, it's SupermanHomepage.com, the #1 Superman fan site in the world. SupermanHomepage.com, covering the world of Superman from the 1930s to today. News, reviews, rumors, and reports. SupermanHomepage.com for all your Superman comics, TV shows, movies, cartoons, radio shows, and more. Everything you ever wanted to know about the Man of Steel and more. SupermanHomepage.com.
Thanks, Superman Homepage, for all the support over the years. I really appreciate it.
I'm Matt Balmer. I'm the voice of Superman in Superman Unbound, and this is the Superman Homepage.
Right here on Superman Homepage.
He's faster than a speeding bullet. He's more powerful than a locomotive. He can leap tall buildings in a single bound. Who is he? He's Superman!
Now you can see scenes from Superman the movie on a Viewmaster viewer. Just put in a reel and click. You can see Superman, the legendary Man of Steel, in action. You can invite the whole gang over to see him. Viewmaster viewer and Superman the movie packets sold separately in most photo or toy departments.
Oh, how times have changed.
I was watching that Viewmaster ad, and I'm like, wow, that's something you could not explain to somebody today.
Like, invite all the gang over to check out your Viewmasters. Like, these days, that would be so boring to kids.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but back then it was just like, ooh, it's almost 3D, and
exactly.
You know, it's you know, everything is at these kids' fingertips. Like, they can literally go into iTunes or in the Google Play Store and like buy stuff digitally and just watch it. Where there's a time you just had to wait for it to come around.
Yeah, exactly. What, you want to look at still images through a little thing that you got to put up to your face? We're getting old, Mike.
Yes, we are.
I'll be 50 next month. I can't believe it. But anyway, let's push on and not talk about sad things that are happening in the world. The fan favorite.
Would you rather the alternative, Steve?
No. No. Happy to be alive, and I still feel great at 50. So it's not all bad. It just sounds scary. But let's push on and do the fan favorite segment. Here is our intro for this segment of our show. All right, the fan favorite question from last week. And we had a lot of responses last week, but sadly we only have one this week. What was our question last week, Michael?
What is your favorite Superman animated GIF? And I say GIF.
Yes.
Because it's graphic, not giraffic. So, anyways. Our one response was from Jack Rocha, who said, my favorite GIF is from the Fleischer cartoons. And you see that on the screen now.
Cape flapping. That is really cool. My favorite is this one from Superman, the animated series. Why isn't it clicking off? No, it doesn't want to move for me. That's interesting. I'm not being able to click on anything at the moment. That's really weird. I can't even get the show back. Okay, that's strange.
Huh.
Why that-
The GIF has taken over the show.
It's taken over the show. I can't even delete the GIF. Wow, okay. That's really interesting. I'm not being able to click on anything at the moment to turn it off. But let me try this. No, that's not working either. That is bizarre. I can't get rid of this GIF off the screen.
Is that white dot something?
Yeah, I'm trying to click it, but it doesn't want to move for me. That's very strange.
That is very strange.
Um,
Just having all kinds of technical problems tonight.
yeah, definitely. Let me. Well, nothing is working for me at the moment.
This is all Lex Luthor's fault.
Maybe it's my mouse. I don't know. Let me. That's very strange. I will get to there sooner or later. Let me see now. Something. No, that's not working for me. But yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Why this is not working? Nothing's clicking. It's an application. See if that works for me. Nothing is clicking for me, Michael.
That's very strange.
Let me try to. And we're not getting any responses in the comments either, which is strange. I don't know if people are still watching this. What's going on?
Yes, it seems like people are still watching us. Mind the Gap just made a reference to Bill O'Reilly, so that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
We'll do it live.
We are live, folks, and that's what happens when you're live. Sometimes crazy things happen, and this is just not working for me at the moment. I don't know why. I may have to quit it and come back, but I can't seem to shift this off my screen. So sorry folks, if we lose this feed, we will start another one and continue on with the rest of the show. Back shortly. Okay, it looks like we're back live. I apologise for that. And we should be back in the swing of things shortly. Apologise for all that craziness. I think we are back, and I've got control of things again. So, yes, sorry about that. We're back.
Yay!
You with me? That was crazy. It was my mouse. I don't know what happened. Just completely decided to stop working for me for the clicking of side of things. So I plugged in a USB mouse and away we go. So I apologise about that, folks. Thanks for sticking with us, those who did, and others have come back. So that's really good. I was trying to show you the animated GIF that I liked, which is this one here from Superman the Animated Series, the good old shirt rip.
That is a good one. I do like that one.
So that's mine. Yeah. So we didn't get many responses. So we appreciate Jack, who was the only one who sent us a response for giving us his animated GIF. But what is our new question for this week, Michael, for our fan favorite segment?
Our new one is, what is your favorite Superman food or drink?
Yes. There have been plenty Superman food items released over the years. We've been playing an ad for Superman hot cocoa. There was Superman peanut butter. There's been Superman ice cream. There's been all different sorts of Superman food products over the years. So yeah, please feel free to send us your response to the fan favorite segment of our show. The email address is at the bottom of your screen right now, info@supermanhomepage.com. Send us your responses. What is your favorite Superman food or drink item? And it doesn't have to be in date. It can be expired. It could be any type of...
Just don't eat it.
Just don't eat it, yeah, exactly. There have been Superman breakfast cereals over the years. So, yeah, send in your fan favorite Superman food or drink item, and we will feature it here on our show when we return to the fan favorite segment when we get back to this show next week, which will hopefully be a lot smoother technically next week.
I like the gum that came with the trading cards.
Ooh,
still good after all these years.
It's always good. Doesn't matter how long, it's still good. It takes you a few chews to get it to actually become elastic.
What, become?
It's like a hard brick.
Yes, it is.
You can snap a tooth on those old gums, but yeah, that was the fan favorite segment of our show. All right, Michael, let's move into your segment, our This Week in History. Here's your intro.
Come with me now, my son, as we break through the bonds of your earthly confinement, traveling through time and space.
Alrighty, we are starting all the way back in 1951 with World's Finest Comics number 54.
There it is.
Man, this is a weird cover. Yeah, that I do not understand what is going on here. This was still a little bit before Superman and Batman actually appeared in a story together, but it just seems that they're making Robin do all the work, and that doesn't seem very fair. So jumping ahead to 1961, we have Superman number 148, which had 3 Superman stories in it. The cover was by Kurt Swan and Stan Kay. It's the Super Mischief of Mr. Mxyzptlk. Was the lead story. You also had the 20th Century Achilles, and Superman owes $1 billion. Seems like a lot of money back then. Jumping ahead to 1971, we have World's Finest Comics number 206, which is one of those giant books that reprinted 4 Superman Batman stories. Not the most exciting cover, but
yeah, I think that one. Sorry about that, Mike.
That's fine. It's just one of their reprint books that they did at the time. Jumping ahead to 1981, we have DC Comics Presents number 39, which has Superman teaming up with Plastic Man. I'm not going to sing the Plastic Man song from the 60s Justice League record. This also had a backup feature of Whatever Happened to Richard Dragon, Kung Fu Fighter. As was the thing. I do not remember. That's how good the story was. They also had Justice League of America number 196 that has the Ultra Humanite standing over the Earth 2 Superman in triumph. This was a really good story. George Perez did the art for it. It's probably one of my favorite JLA JSA crossovers. Still in 1981, we have the Krypton Chronicles number 3, which finishes up that mini-series that looks at the past of Krypton. That was a fun series. I enjoyed it. It was written by E. Nelson Bridwell. You also have Superman number 365 with 2 Superman stories. One of them, which is the cover, When Kryptonians Clash. This also has a letter in the letters column from Todd McFarlane.
Oh, okay.
When he was just writing into things. Jumping ahead to 1991, Action Comics number 669. The Thorn in His Side. This is a good year. This is right after the Superman the Made of Steel premiered, and they brought the Thorn back into the comics to kind of try to make her a thing for a little while. Jumping ahead to 2001, we had Superman number 173, which is part of the final month of Our Worlds at War. It's a very cool-looking Ed McGuinness cover. Also, I don't know if you grabbed the cover to this, but the Superman the Action Comics Archives Volume 3 came out that reprints a bunch of Superman stories. I know this is going to shock you from Action Comics. You also had You also had Young Justice number 36, which was again Our Worlds at War. This was the Casualties of War month. I remember enjoying that, but I think like in October we're gonna have like the Joker's Last Laugh, and I just remember that not being as good. Jumping ahead to 2011, we had Superboy number 10, which was almost wrapping that series up. But we also had Superman number 714, the last issue of Superman until, they started renumbering everything. But this is the last pre-Flashpoint, pre-New 52 issue. Grounded No More. I don't know what's wrong with his face.
No, I know, it's very weird.
On that cover, John Cassaday, that's not his best work. Though, once JMS kind of exited, Chris Roberson kind of made a better thing out of it. Also, just throwing it out there, there was one of those DC Comics Presents issues with Shazam that had Superman on the cover. But yeah, I think I closed everything out. So we had a couple birthdays on August 7th, including John Glover and Paul Dini.
That's right. We've got John Glover, Paul Dini, Michael Shannon, and Eric Johnson, all on the same day. Obviously, not on the same year. So John Glover, 1944. He played obviously Lionel Luthor in Smallville. We've got Paul Dini, who was the writer on Superman the Animated Series. And Michael Shannon, who, as you know, played Zod in Man of Steel, and Eric Johnson, who played Whitney Fordman in Smallville as well. So all of those four guys born on the same day, coming up later this week. So yeah, very busy day for birthdays.
Yes, apparently.
And so, all right, that's This Week in History. Thank you for that. And we move on now to the comic book side of things, where I wanted to make mention of the first issue of Superman, Son of Kal-El. That came out this past week, and our reviewer, Adam DeChannel, gave this one a 5 out of 5. He said he didn't expect to like this at all because, it's the story of John taking over as this Earth's Superman from his father, who is off-world, doing things on World and doing other things there. But this was a really, he says, a short but poignant retelling of the birth of John Kent, and then we flash forward to the present, and it was really well done. I really enjoyed John Kent's thought process, his journey, his touching base with Robin to kind of get his thoughts on what he should be doing or how he should be going about doing it, and how he feels about being tasked to step into his father's shoes. It's a really good start to a series that I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes.
Yeah, like I said, someday I may pick up like the trade of it. I'm glad everyone seems to be enjoying it, though. I haven't really seen any bad reviews so far. It seems overwhelmingly to be positive. I saw people complaining about it for other reasons that were just really stupid. But I didn't hold that against the book. So I'm glad everyone's enjoying it. I really am.
Yeah, so looking forward to seeing what Tom Taylor does with the rest of this series as it pushes forward. And yes, it is replacing the Superman title that has ended, and Superman, Son of Kal-El, is now the new Superman title. And Action Comics was really, really good this past week as well. So we actually had an interview that was published by, I think it was DC themselves, with Philip Kennedy Johnson, who is writing Action Comics, and Action Comics 1033 came out this past week as well. There it is on your screen right now. And, he talks about how the thing that he loves about writing Superman so far is having the voice of Superman in his head all the time. And that's got to be really interesting as a writer, trying to put Superman's voice in your head and get it down on paper.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good things about this issue. So this may be something that I read in hindsight. But the art, those covers are really nice looking, though.
Yeah. And it is part of the World Rising saga. and it's, there is a whole lot of other characters as Justice League members in this story, but Superman really steps forward and stands up as the person who's saying, hey, no, put all these things aside, all your little bickerings, and, okay, well, almost going to be like a world war going on over this item that Atlantis and the Justice League and the nations are fighting over, but Superman's saying, look, there's a bigger issue at hand here, and I believe it's addressing what's happening with World, and really interesting to hear Superman's voice in this comic book as written by Philip Kennedy Johnson. So check that out if you're so inclined. But let's look at the background behind me at the moment. People have been commenting on that as the show has been going to air and then not going to air and then coming back on air. It is one of the variant covers for the first issue of Superman 78. This is the new series from DC Comics that is set in the world of the Christopher Reeve movies, especially the Superman the movie, the first one. It is launching with its first issue on August 24th, and it comes in an array of variant covers, but we also got to see some internal preview pages from this first issue, which, as you can see there from that first one, looks like it involves Brainiac, and many of the scenes here, many of the items, many of the drawings look like they're taken directly from some of the Christopher Reeve films. Just the way Superman and Clark Kent is standing, his mannerisms, Lois, Perry, all of that. It looks like it's directly taken from those films, so it's really well done, and the backgrounds and everything look like the Daily Planet sets from those films, and there's some of the variant covers.
Yeah, Wilfredo Torres, who's doing the art, I believe that's his name. God, I hope I got that right. Really nailing the likenesses.
Yes.
And the variant covers have been a lot of fun, but it's just neat. The weird thing about seeing the cover is I'm like, oh, he got the hair right. And if you're gonna do Superman from that movie series, you really got to get the hair right. It's so it looks like Christopher Reeve, but not in that Gary Frank circa 2010 type of way.
Yeah.
That was just kind of weird. Like, this makes sense because it's actually that universe.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to that and the Batman one. I think they're going to be great, and I'm hoping that they do like a crossover down the road.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Superman 78 #1 comes out August 24th. Just a couple of weeks to wait for the first issue, and really looking forward to seeing what Robert Venditti and artist Wilfredo Torres do with this series, which is highly anticipated by fans everywhere, both movie fans and comic book fans alike. But let's look at what's available this week in the world of Superman for comic book readers. This is what you have to look forward to. We have Crime Syndicate #6, the 6th and final issue of this 6-issue miniseries, and that is available in this variant cover showing Ultraman right there. We also have the 2nd issue of Justice League Infinity that is set in the world of the animated series Justice League Unlimited, and that's then we have Justice League #66 out this week, and that is available in a Batman variant cover right there. I'm not sure what Batman's doing, but interesting.
Looks like an interpretive dance.
It does indeed. That is a bizarre image right there. We also have Suicide Squad #6 out this week, and that is also available in a variant cover, and also this, I think, movie-inspired cover. And then we also have a hardcover collection, a trade paperback collection of Supergirl Adventures, Girl of Steel, which collects some of the Superman Adventures books involving Supergirl right there on the cover.
Yeah, I'm glad they're reprinting more of that stuff. I'm surprised they're not giving it more of a push, though, because we're at the 25th anniversary for it. Yeah. So that seems like a good year to do something, but maybe announce that that's coming to Blu-ray. Please.
Yes. Exactly.
I'll buy it.
In the comments, an interesting one by The Blind Side, who I haven't seen in the comments before, saying he liked the name of Radio Kal Live much more than what we're doing now. Well, it had a good ring to it, but obviously we're not radio, we're not audio anymore. We were going to the video, so I looked at WGBS TV because that was the television station from the comic books. Michael and I were actually discussing recently about a name change for the show. I was simply thinking of just calling it Superman Homepage Live. But yeah, let us know if you like that or not. I might do a poll as well, just to get some interest from the fans. You guys who are our regular viewers, would it be more interesting for people out there if they saw Superman Homepage Live as the title of the show? Would we be more inclined to get more people tuning in if it was called Superman Homepage Live? Because some people might not know what WGBS is a reference to. So yeah, let us know in the comments. I'm interested to hear your thoughts, but thank you for bringing that up, The Blind Side, and thank you for joining the show.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and to be fair, y'all, it wasn't Steve and I talking, more like our lawyer, because we're not allowed to have direct contact with each other when the show's not going on. It's a whole thing. We'll reveal what happened one day.
Okay. Well, looking at the comic book still, DC made an announcement this week that they're looking to introduce younger readers to the superhero comic books with a series called My First Comic. And the two first books that they're using here are a Space Jam, A New Legacy book, and a Batman book, obviously using Batman. Why not? He seems to be their most popular character at the time. And they're 48-page, 2-in-1 flip books featuring comic stories and activity pages that will be arriving at participating Walmart stores and Walmart.com starting this week, August 3rd. So what do you make of this? Is it putting activity pages with comic book stories? Is that a good way to kind of capture a younger audience?
I kind of wonder if kids today want to do activity pages.
Yeah, I know. It feels like homework. I mean,
so it's just like, it's a crossword puzzle, or like one of those things where you like have to like get the letters together and figure out what word it is and all that. I like the idea of trying to get kids to read comics. Having Space Jam, which is, a new movie, and having Batman, especially in the Batman Adventure style that cover appears to be in, is good. They've got to do something, because I got to say, it's boring going to Walmart and seeing the comics they offer, just the DC ones.
Yeah.
It's just like, here's a sampling of something that came out like 3 months ago. Whereas those 100-page giants, gave you like kind of a meaty read for $5. So if they're going to replace it with this, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, indeed. All right, well, we're almost at the end of tonight's show. Before we do finish off, once again, I want to apologize for the issues that we had technically throughout this show, starting at the beginning and then halfway through. I really appreciate everyone sticking with us. It's really great to have such loyal viewers. I did want to make mention about the Superman celebration that took place this past weekend in Metropolis, Illinois, and I wanted to thank Ken and Cindy Sills and their helpers who did the Superman homepage meet and greet in my absence. I hope everyone had a great time. I hope everyone really enjoyed themselves at our 13th annual meet and greet. There were plenty of Blu-rays and DVDs for everyone. We had our own Superman homepage buttons once again this year to give away, and it looked like everyone really enjoyed their time. So I want to thank Ken for running the show there as he did and does for us whenever we're not there. But I hope everyone really enjoyed themselves in Metropolis this past weekend and stayed COVID safe.
Yeah, me too. Some of the pictures looked like a lot of fun.
But that's all there is for this week's program. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to WGBS TV Live tonight. I want to thank all those in the comments: JP, Justin, Gaija, Mind the Gap, The Blind Side, Kenneth, Mark, and so many others that were there in the show tonight. I really appreciate you sticking with us. Don't forget to check out the Super Trivia Quiz. It's up on the website for a beginning of a new month at the moment. But Michael and I will be back next week for another edition of WGBS TV Live. We'll be back on August 9th at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Time for another edition of the show. Until then, thank you everyone. Thank you, Michael.
It was a pleasure as always, Steve.
And thank you to our sponsors and patrons, Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, and Tina Murray. And remember, if you want to support the Superman homepage, click the join button below on YouTube or go to patreon.com/Superman homepage. As I said, we'll be back next week for another edition of the show. Until then, be sure to check out supermanhomepage.com for all your daily news updates on everything surrounding the Man of Steel. I'm Steve Eunice on behalf of myself and Michael Bailey. Thanks for watching WGBS TV Live, brought to you by supermanhomepage.com.